So in this explainer, we're going to map out the Apple universe. But here's the twist. We're not using reviews or news reports. Nope. We're using Apple's own words as our guide to see how one of the world's most powerful companies actually presents itself to the world. Let's see what that map looks like. Okay, chances are you probably have an Apple product within arm's reach right now. But the company is so much more than just the devices we use every day. So what's the bigger picture here? What's the glue holding this massive technological galaxy together? I mean, it all really started here, didn't it? With the Mac. This was the machine that fundamentally changed our entire relationship with technology and pretty much set the stage for everything that was to come. Then came this device that literally created an entirely new category out of thin air. You know, it wasn't a laptop and it wasn't just a bigger phone. The iPad just carved out its own unique space in our digital lives. And then, of course, there's the iPhone. For most of us, this is the gravitational center of the Apple universe. The one product that didn't just redefine the cell phone, it put a literal supercomputer into billions of pockets. And finally, the watch. This is where Apple's tech made the jump from our desks and our pockets directly onto our bodies, making it this constant companion for fitness, health, and just staying connected. So all these products, they form the first layer of the Apple universe, what we can call the core hardware ecosystem. This is the physical foundation for everything else. But what's really fascinating isn't just the products themselves, it's how Apple talks about them. Just listen to the language Apple uses for its standard watch. The message isn't about tech specs or gigahertz. It's about lifestyle, habits, and self-improvement. See, Apple isn't just selling a device, it's selling a better version of you. But now, contrast that with the Apple Watch Ultra, where the message shifts completely to personal beast. All of a sudden, it's all about power, performance, and extremity. This shows you how Apple segments its audience not just by price, but by identity. And what's underpinning all of this hardware is this relentless, never-ending cycle of iteration. As you can see with the new chips in the MacBook and the iPad, the engine is just constant, incremental improvement. It's a story of perpetual motion, always pushing for more speed, more power. This makes the hardware a constantly evolving entry point into their world. And that brings us to the next layer, because once you have the hardware, Apple introduces you to its world of services. And this is what transforms a simple, one-time purchase into an ongoing relationship. And this is a really key strategic shift. The goal isn't just to sell you a phone. It's to sell you a subscription, a service, a continuous stream of content and utility that lives on that phone. The hardware is the key, sure, but the services, that's the kingdom it unlocks. Now, Apple's services are heavily focused on three main areas of our lives. Entertainment is the lion's share, absolutely. But they're also making some really significant plays in personal finance and, crucially, in health and fitness, which of course ties directly back to hardware like the Apple Watch. And the scale here is just immense. We're not talking about one or two things. This is an entire universe of content, and it's all designed to keep you right inside the Apple ecosystem. From TV and music to gaming and news, the goal is pretty clear. Become the single source for all your digital consumption. You know, Apple is also moving way beyond media and right into your wallet. The Apple Card is a prime example of this. It's a financial product, absolutely, but it's framed in classic Apple terms. Simple, integrated, with a clear benefit like daily cash. It's basically banking, just with an Apple user interface. So we have the hardware and we have the services for us as individuals. But there's another layer here, one that's often overlooked. Apple isn't just targeting you and me. It's targeting the very institutions that shape our lives. This strategic expansion is laid out crystal clear on their site. Dedicated solutions for business, for education, healthcare, and even government agencies. The goal here is to embed the Apple ecosystem not just in our personal lives, but in our professional and our civic lives too. So what's at the very center of this massive, sprawling universe? Well, according to Apple, it's not a product and it's not a service. It's a set of values. This is the company's stated ethos, the ideological core that it claims holds everything else together. And this is the official narrative that every single decision, from chip design all the way to supply chain management, is guided by a specific set of principles. It's the story Apple tells the world, and maybe even itself, about why it does what it does. And here they are. Accessibility, environment, privacy, inclusion, and so on.
This list is presented as the company's true north, the ethical foundation upon which this entire empire of hardware and services is supposedly built.
So when you map it all out, you really see it. Apple isn't just a collection of cool products, it's a deeply integrated system. The hardware gets you in, the services keep you there, and a set of official values gives it all a stated purpose. The real question is, as this ecosystem embeds itself ever deeper into our lives, who is really in control of the map?